Why, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. My name is Mr. Dogbo333, and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4, Kalterkrieg as New England. Last video, we started working on Social Security, a couple different acts. We're currently working on renewing the GI Bill. And then from there, well, we're just gonna... Rhode Island Republicans. Not exactly what I had in mind, but good to know. We're also sending volunteers over to Katanga. There we go. Through every debate, SHAPE has chosen the open waters of the Atlantic to perform the planned 51 Accord joint naval exercises. Under Admiral Sir Wilfred Patterson, Accord's combined strike fleet will undergo a series of tests to determine the readiness and coordination between the Accord. A non-interference zone has been declared in the North Atlantic where the Navy operation is set to take place. All ships not part of the operation will be redirected upon contact with the fleet. Already, Germany, Russia, and the Danubian Federation have agreed to respect the zone. An excellent choice. Taylor Roque, elected President of France. Very, very interesting indeed. Now we're sending volunteers into the Congo. There we go. March 29th, 1951. Panics gripped New York Grand Central. At approximately 4 p.m., a loud explosion was heard all across Grand Central's terminal, sending train passengers fleeing across the station. Although the bomb had not injured any passengers, police were able to find the detonation site, where a note was left by a man going by FB, who the law dubbed the Mad Bomber. The Mad Bomber began his bombing streak in 1940, just after the end of the Second American Civil War. He was originally believed to be a syndicalist terrorist. This theory quickly fell apart after he wrote his first letter to the police, and he denounced all factions throughout the Civil War. Curiously, during New England's involvement in the Second Weltkrieg, the Mad Bomber sent a letter to the police promising not to create bombs until the end of the war. But with the end of the Second Weltkrieg, it seems the Mad Bomber has returned to terrorize New York City. Someone catch this lunatic. Hello, Camille. _1_2. How are you? Crisis of the Bulgarian Lev. Oh, I'm alright. Thanks for asking. There we go. For collective fleet via Accord final position, Admiral Wilfred Patterson, head of the operation, was given the green light to begin the exercises, including a series of tests for communication organization between the different nations participating. The first test included a surprise attack in which a combined strike force, including naval aircraft and ships, commits a strike against the center of the fleet to knock out the fleet's carriers and achieve air superiority. The second test consists of a U-boat submarine wolfpack ambush against the fleet, acting as if it were protecting a convoy. The German submarine tactics were watched in great detail by the Entente and later Accord to protect its shipping in case of future conflict. The final test was in the case of the Third Weltkrieg, how quickly the combined fleet response time, as well as communication efficiency. Let's see what our Navy can do. You can ask your question. Go ahead. Republicans in New Hampshire. Despite having a rocky start in the ongoing transition to television, Columbia Broadcast Systems. Well, the mod's called Kalterkrieg, not Cold War. Despite having a rocky start in the ongoing transition to television, Columbia Broadcast Systems has finally knocked one out of the park with its new show, I Love Lucy. Debuting earlier this month, I Love Lucy stars real-life husband and wife Desi Arnaz and Lucio Ball as the Ricardo couple. Set in New York City, the show follows the lives of Lucy Ricardo and her band leader, singer, husband, Enrique Ricky Ricardo. Hijinks abound as the naive and ambitious Lucy attempts to follow in her husband's footsteps and break into show business. Estimated to have been seen by over 6 million people, the premiere of I Love Lucy succeeded CBS's expectations, and it's almost a given that it'll be renewed for a second season. It's also been reported that Desi Arnaz is negotiating with CBS executives to have a show translated into Spanish so that it can be exported to his native Cuba. I love Lucy. I mean, not really, but it's sort of the spirit, I suppose. Brazil-NATO free trade agreement. Got an awful lot of coffee in Brazil. Look at that. The first set of combat exercises consists of a 3-day-long combat scenario between the participating Canadian fleet against the French and international participants. The trials will consist of a series of attacks and counterattacks using naval aircraft launched from aircraft carriers. The aircrafts have been briefed on their mission to fly in coordination with a mixture of supporting fighters alongside naval bombers using both torpedoes and bombs to knock out enemy capital ships. Wilfred Patterson will be commanding the Canadian fleet, while Emile Muzier will command the international fleet. At the start of the exercise, the international fleet spotted the Canadians first, but poor communication between the different national ships caused miscommunication. By the time aircraft were deployed, the Canadians had spotted the international fleet and deployed aircraft. After several hours, the battle was clearly won by the Canadians. The second day went similarly to the first. However, at the midpoint of the battle, a sortie of the French and NMA naval bombers successfully broke through the Canadian AA and dealt a serious blow to the fleet by knocking out the carrier HMCS Magnificent along with her 2 supporting cruisers. The third and final day proved to be a pitched battle, with each of the fleets learning the best counter of the enemy's air attacks. Bomber attacks, aircraft losses were high, with neither scoring a decisive hit. The experience gained from the exercises has proven useful, with each side preparing for the air attack exercises for the following days. Bombs away. Oh, shout out Kaiser Otto. Good for him. Not the Lib Dems support, damn it. Alright, we can get more support from the railroad. Alright. New GI Bill. We could do... Could begin the military review. That might not be the worst. Let's work on... Let's do the densest economy in the world. New England's economy is on course to surpass Canada, yet our greatest cities cannot be expanded further. We need to pull our best city planners together to create new economic projects that accommodate our dense economy. Let's do it. Yep. For the next set of exercises over the course of coming days, the Corps fleet has been ordered to exercise the use of naval bombers against land targets. Many pivotal moments of the Second Weltkrieg came from the use of air supremacy by sea to aid invading Canadian troops on the Isles of Britain. The Entente's successful use of tactical and strategic bombing won the war in many of the Accord's eyes. SHAPE has kept a priority on its objective of sea-based air supremacy in the case of any war on mainland Europe. While lots of work has been done since the end of the Second Weltkrieg, the British home isles are still in need of support from the Royal Navy in order to defend their sovereignty. The exercises, several cruisers and freighters will act as targets for bombing runs performed by both French and Canadian aircraft. Several fighter sorties and 2 frigates have been assigned as defensive forces to combat the bombers during the exercises. Shoot them down. Let's get a maintenance company going. Here we go. The Senate has officially passed a renewal of the GI Bill, officially known as the Servicemen's Readjustment Act of 51. The original bill was passed in 1942, but was set to expire in 1952. With war looming on the horizon and a new generation of New Englander men set to be drafted, President Harriman and leaders of Congress universally agreed that a renewal was the best course of action. With support completely across the board, the question was not whether the bill would pass, but what would be in the bill when it did pass. While progressives tried to fit further welfare provisions for veterans and their descendants, the bill was primarily written by Republicans in the Senate and Democrats in the House. Sign it into law. The Balaton Block in Danubia. Interesting indeed. Ooh. So we want to hold off a little bit there. With the recent completion of the naval air attacks exercises, the Admiralty has been assigned for the past few days, possibly the most important exercise of the entire operation. Since the end of the Second Weltkrieg, Canada and her allies have taken special occasion in anti-submarine warfare, after watching the Germans extensively use a submarine fleet to siege the British syndicalists and isolate the European front from the global international. Not only does the Accord view the submarines as conventional threats, but with the dawn of a nuclear age, it has been considered that a submarine may be able to launch short-range ballistic missiles from only a few miles off the coast of their enemy, leading to concern that even Canada, long protected by the Atlantic, is no longer out of Kaiser's reach. For the exercises, the fleet will be divided into several patrols to help organize an efficient hunter-killer group, specifically for the role of destroying submarine wolfbacks. The HCMS Louise will head the patrol of destroyers and frigates with specified ASW equipment, including advanced sonar, depth charges, and mortars. While no Accord submarines are active in the area, the captain of the HCMS Louise will be notified at random times when a submarine is detected to allow for testing regarding the ability and preparedness of the fleet to combat enemy submarines. With the end of the exercises nearing, many at Shape are already considering the operation a great success, and a press release on the achievements of the operation is to be made public in a week. Those U-boats better watch out. Oh, Canada just confirmed nuclear tests. Liberia's been couped. Interesting. British North American Act. The UK and Canada are officially separate countries. Interesting. Thunderjet. Visiting City on the Hill? Well, from sea to shining sea, I guess. Local contact succeeded. Now we could do this, but we want to up the The Eckhard Malchi Computer Corporation has just announced from their Philadelphia headquarters the creation of the newest computer technology. The Universal Automatic Computer is a state-of-the-art computing machine able to process data and statistics at nearly 7,200 decimals per second. While the intended for demographic data processing for New England census, during the development of the UNIVAC, New England Army became increasingly interested in the data processing capabilities. Specifically, General Leslie Groves has been working closely with the EMCC to modernize the New England Army's logistics and mobilization. The UNIVAC is able to manage large-scale operations that would take months to prepare, such as a possible invasion of the American Union state. The funding of the New England Army has certainly hastened the development of this modern machine. With its development and completion, the UNIVAC is now available for New England companies to order directly, speeding up the processing of all of New England. Into the future. Growth. So we still need to flip guard command. There's some process there. Let's get better radar going. Get more low-level contacts. Densest economy in the world. Oh, we just lack political power there. Okay. No, that's fair. What now? I think we'll struggle getting that passed, so I'll hold off for now there. Let's begin the military review. Why not? The Second American Civil War may still be in recent memory, but New England now hosts a hostile force on its southern border. While many are hesitant to begin military spending once more, it is critical that we maintain our technological superiority over the AUS. Agreed. Oh! Socialist in Bulgaria, would you look at that? Well, that's very interesting, actually. Hawaii is shifted towards the Accord. Interesting. We'll work on the Philadelphia Housing Authority. I think that'll be a bit more useful. At least working on lowering the devastated economy malice. There we go. Level of contact succeeded. Low-level contacts. Once again, military review. Next, I think we'll rush down this. Let's just get Eastern Pennsylvania Authority going. The Eastern Pennsylvania region was the most devastated in New England by the Civil War. By establishing a federally owned utility company, we can directly relieve our citizens by providing them with affordable power and economic opportunities. There we go. Exit there. Progressives have been kicked out of Connecticut. They're doing okay in Jersey. Upper state New York is kind of out of reach. And in some of these places, it's a little bit too close in Massachusetts for comfort, I'm not going to lie, though. Connecticut, we could probably flip over to Liberal Democrats, though. Whenever that happens. Oh, there goes Willie the Third. American history fans have a new attraction. Enjoy as Boston Mayor John Hines unveiled the newly completed Freedom Trail to the public. Conceived by local journalist William Shawfield, the Freedom Trail is a pedestrian trail linking important local landmarks. At 2.5 miles long, this trail passes by 16 locations significant to the Revolutionary War. Special markers outline the intended path that began in Boston Commons and ends at the Bunker Hill Monument. Notable stops along the trail include the Old State House, Old North Church, and Paul Revere's house. For freedom is the right of all God's children. I've walked that trail before. It's pretty cool. I thought it said that everyone was going to support this. So I'm a little confused. Well, Liberal Democrat support will increase. I'll take that. I don't know if the House of Reps actually matters. I'm starting to realize. Those aren't the Democrats, but okay. Contacts succeeded. Let's try infiltrating the National Guard units. Quarter growth reports. Well, here's the midterms. As the term for President Harriman reaches halfway point, the people of New England are about to render their judgment on how he and the Democratic Party have performed well in power the last 2 years. Democratic expansion of government programs has expanded services to all, especially working class New Englanders, but upper class and some middle class New Englanders claim that their tax burdens are too high. There can be no doubt that Republicans will attack the Democratic agenda on those lines. And as has happened historically, Republicans are likely to gain strongly in November. Time to defend our accomplishments. Well, we can do 3 campaigns, right? These upper New England states are going to be not worth batting for. Connecticut, I think, will be good. So we'll do Connecticut, Mass, which is going to be closer than it really needs to be. Probably upstate New York. Work towards flipping that if we can. And then did we... We did get this passed, okay. I didn't get an event for it, but it looks like we got it passed, which is good. Anywho, I think I'm going to go ahead and leave it there. So thanks to all of you people for watching. Like, dislike if you didn't, leave any comments, feedback down in the comment section below. I read all the comments I get. I appreciate any feedback on that for me. Check out my various links down in the description box below. Hit the sub button for notification bell for uploads weekdays as well as occasionally Saturdays. You all know the deal by now. Thanks for watching. I will see you all next time. Thanks and bye-bye.